This series of bonus podcast episodes were taken from my 9-hour live stream on the 15th of April 2020. I interviewed 16 speakers back to back whilst on lockdown from the coronavirus pandemic, and I thought I would edit them just for you. Hope you enjoy and stay safe, my friends. Hello.
Morning, Ian Farrar. Look at you, looking comfortable there.
I'm apparently dark. What I need is I'm on my own, Simon. Right?
Just
okay, this is
chin up, mate.
I know, but
Look at that, the full beard in all its glory.
Back a little bit, guys. This is not good enough. I normally have Lee and Katie and a few friends to help me, but I'm just on my own, locked down in a glass box in the dark. But we're doing all right.
For 8 hours. 8 hours, mate.
Well, it's gonna be 9. I know it is because we've got Jeff Ram, who's gonna finish our day off, and once me and Jeff get started, that's it, man.
Looking forward to that. Celebrity service in a time of Corona. It's going to be interesting to see what spin he puts on it.
Indeed. So we've got. Let me knock our Michael's code off. So Michael's kindly give us a code. Let's put that on. Look, any questions? Drop in the comments. There you go. Let's stick that in. That look good. You like this little bit of tech?
Aye, that's good. That's snazzy. That.
There's our Julie.
Morning, Julie.
There you go. Hey. So, look all your friends, man.
Oh, excellent, excellent.
That's a Bobby Dazzler T-shirt, that, my friend.
I'm glad you like it. it. I thought I'd brighten the day up. It's a message of hope in a difficult time.
It's April Fool's Day. I thought we could do something pretty special, but I've got no props. I've got nothing. Well, I say I haven't got any props. I've got a few, but this is for when Jeff Ram comes in because he's a cool dude, you see. So what we're going to talk about, Simon?
The current environment, the world, how everyone's moving digital, working remotely. Sound good?
Go for your life, man.
Let's do it. How are you finding the whole the whole Corona thing? I know you touched on this briefly with Michael as well, didn't you? But are you finding that there's more people engaging with the podcast and that type of thing?
The podcast is gone up in terms of listener numbers. If you've got a podcast, you tend to be a bit of you get quite obsessed with numbers. You check your numbers every day, maybe 4 or 5 times, and it's starting to spike quite a lot. And it's really interesting to see what countries listen to you as well. You're like, who's in Azerbaijan listening to this crazy sand dancer? It's wild. So I think a lot more people are listening to podcasts, maybe reading a bit more. And this is why we're doing this today. We've had a lot of viewers across the day. But this is also going to be like on Facebook. So if you're not watching live now, you can watch when your time's up, when the time's right. So
are you putting this on Spotify as well afterwards? There's like
I've not got enough to do. Give me work. I think what I'm
just because if you do, then that will fulfill one of my lifetime ambitions.
Right. Okay. That's it.
I'd love to be on at the moment. I'm not on Spotify.
Right. It's happening. It's happening. I can't not do this now. What I might do is, you're right. I'm going to chop this into podcast episodes, maybe half an hour, a little bonus episodes.
Right.
So there you go. Your dream. I've given you your dream.
Brilliant.
That's fine.
Thanks. Man.
And my dream is to have a curry with you in May. So can you make that happen?
Yeah. Yes. Let's do that. And if we can't do it in person, then we'll do it like this, but maybe without an audience.
I was just saying,
just in case I get an bread, bits of Tacoma sauce dripping down the beard.
Well, I was just saying, my friends and I have been having a Zoom call on a Saturday tea time with some beers, and it's just been such a laugh, and it's good to keep up. And here's one of my compadres. That's my Besser. Been jumping onto Zoom and having a few beers, and you've got to keep this thing kind of going, So hopefully today, this will give people a boomerang, shorty. This will give people a little bit of good content for the day. So
it's interesting, dude. What Michael was saying about contributive businesses and something like this, where you're reaching a big audience with, you're sharing people's messages. I think that, really this kind of clicks into that whole contributive business. It was a nice message from Michael there. I really like the free day thing as well.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be the first to jump on that. And I'd like to make a little offer. Excuse me, to anyone listening, if they contact me, and which is Simon@quantify.tax, mention free day, and I'll do a free R&D tax relief claim, because that's what I do. I'll do one of those, and tell you what, I might even do one a month.
Wow.
How does that sound?
Right, I'm making a little banner here. So Simon, I'm going to make a little banner for you.
Oh, you are a wizard with the tech.
What are you going to do? A free R&D tax claim?
Yeah. I mean, normally these things are like really expensive.
Oh, I know. You're the man.
And that's one of the things that riles me about it, is that like R&D tax relief, it's the government's sort of headline incentive for innovation, to try and support UK businesses, which is really important in these difficult times. And one of the things that riles me about it is the number of consultants in the industry who are just taking massive percentages of that as a fee.
Yeah.
When it's supposed to be something that's out there helping businesses grow. It's not just meant to be there to feather the nests of advisors. So let's do some hashtag free day ones.
Yeah, and that's where it's going to be on LinkedIn. So if someone grabs you on LinkedIn via free day,
or email Simon@quantify.tax, and it's going to be
fantastic. This is getting a bit like children in need. Michael has just put his code on, and then Stephen's jumped on and grabbed some clothing straight away. So well done, Stephen. Thanks for sharing that, Michael.
Well, the code's gone already.
Code's gone. Yeah, Michael just sent me a little text there. Gone. So well done. Let's have a look.
Nice.
I loved your cartoon character. Oh, right, okay.
Thanks, Dan.
So, this will be our Terry look. Another handsome bearded fellow. Clearly talking about yourself. Thanks for that, Simon. In terms of R&D, do you want to tell us what an R&D tax claim is?
So it's as I mentioned a second ago, it's the government's sort of headline innovation support for UK businesses. So anyone that's doing something that's tackling uncertainties, science, technology. If you're trying to make your products, your processes better, quicker, stronger, faster, more robust. If you're doing that in a way that involves some blue sky thinking, some head scratching, and sort of an innovative angle on it. It's got to be something physically innovative rather than sort of commercially innovative. But
here it is. We're playing buzzword bingo here. I've just ticked off innovative and blue sky thinking. Excellent. Well, carry on.
I'll pause for breath in a second as well.
Bigger, faster, stronger. There's a song in there somewhere.
So if you're doing that sort of thing, then through your tax return, company's tax return, you can get back 25%, 33% of your costs that are involved. So that's the salaries, subcontractors, materials that are used in prototypes, that type of thing. And so what I do is help people put together the reports that make those kind of claims solid, so they can go to the revenue, and then they can the revenue read it and go, ooh, that's good, and then send you a great big dirty check. But it's something that I've been doing for sort of 20 years, and I'm kind of constantly out there trying to just spread the word, particularly in the Northeast. The Northeast, we have the lowest rate of claim for these tax reliefs in the country, which is not a fair reflection on the level of innovation that we have. If you look around the Northeast, there's so many businesses that are out there doing clever, innovative, unique things. and really should be making more of these claims. But as a region, we just we don't get out there and make the claims. I don't know whether that's lack of awareness or if it's people just not being interested in free money. I find that one difficult to believe. So it's so it's something that I'm trying to just champion and help people get access to these claims. I think it might be it's going to be the same length as yours by the time we get out of lockdown.
Lockdown beards, brother. I'm going to whip this off soon as well. My Luke, obviously the barber, and he's dying to get my hair off. Like, so listen, you talk about R&D. You're a tax dude, right?
Yeah.
You've broke into the software world now. We had a little call last month, and I got dead excited because you know I've worked in software sales for quite a lot of time, and you got me really excited. So tell me a little bit about the world that you've now delved into.
Well, so obviously my background, I'm a tax lawyer, so guaranteed to be the most boring person in any given room, which is great for me. Everyone's interesting. So for me, moving from that world, thanks very much to Terry McStay and Design Network North for just sort of blowing my mind with the whole kind of design thinking. Just let's look at kind of what's the problem we're trying to solve, where do we fit into this, and so coming on the back of that, I've then really looked at sort of my professions, so the sort of the world of tax and accountancy and the world of sort of legal services. Looked at where do they fit in terms of solving problems for users, for customers, and then I realised that actually one of the biggest problems that we've got in those sectors is it's the people involved. It's the lawyers and the accountants. A lot of the time, people find sort of a resistance in wanting to speak. Going and talking to your lawyers, never top of your list of things to do on a Monday morning. and so I've been looking for the last 5, 6, 7 years at ways of kind of building software, using software to just improve the whole access to professional services for business people, so that a lot of the stuff where you don't need to book an appointment with someone, go to their office, sit there with them, wait for them to write down some notes, and then get it all written up and send letters and faxes. People send faxes. Trying to cut through all that so that some legal services and accountancy services can just be done online, and that's kind of even more relevant today in this world where everyone's now kind of forced into working remotely. So I've kind of gone quite wide on that, but then I've over the last couple of years really just narrowed in on my favourite area. Being really selfish about this and doing the thing that I love, which is the R&D tax relief. So I've got a software platform that lets people just go onto the platform, and then they can basically self-serve pretty much an R&D tax relief claim. Put lots of time and effort into the platform to make sure that people can't go wrong, so it's so now we're kind of getting that out there and trying to democratize the whole thing, which is exciting. But are you seeing a lot of people these days all kind of flooding online? And that's Katie. Katie, do you want to say hello? People.
Hello.
Hi, Katie. That's a bit like that politician who the kid comes in through the door and he's like trying to usher them out. Well, actually, you're busy. By the way, Dermot says you're busy. 3 guitars on the pool table. You're really enjoying this lockdown, aren't you?
It's one of the things that I'm enjoying about it is not spending so much time traveling, and I think longer term that's probably going to be something that we see sort of a bigger kind of cultural shift in the way that people work. Because can you imagine in sort of 3 months' time or 6 months' time, whenever we're allowed kind of back into city centre offices, having to sit for 45 minutes or an hour in a traffic jam just to go and sit physically in an office when you could be working from home just as effectively a lot of the time. I think that's going to be an interesting trend, and it's already something where I've seen some of some of the companies that I support on R&D tax relief claims, kind of already looking at what are the trends going to be that come out of this? How are we going to redesign sort of city centre space when people aren't going in there all the time for work? And yeah.
I totally agree. I've saw a bit of an impact on, let's try and word this correctly, sort of, public sector funding, for instance. A lot of these funds were focused around KPIs about like scale up or bringing in new employees. But I think now this shift, they're going to have to change. I think a lot of companies now are not just wanting to scale up. I think we're going to have to try and sustain and maintain ourselves after this. So I think a lot of these funding streams are going to have to change what KPIs come out of it. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely. It's the measure that everyone always goes for is jobs creation, and
yeah.
And at the moment, with everyone kind of being furloughed and so many people kind of wondering where's the next bit of work going to come from that they can actually do. At the moment, apparently, people that are furloughed can do other kind of freelance work, and while they're furloughed as well. So does that kind of free people up? A lot of people have been working sort of 2 or 3 roles, as Michael was talking about earlier. Kind of wearing a couple of hats, and I can understand why now. He shaved his head; it's going to get cold. But with if that might become kind of a stronger trend in the way that people work, people that are furloughed, if they do realise, well, okay, I can get into something else as well, juggle 2 things at once. Does that become more sticky? Do people do that more?
Yeah.
I
think you're going to see a lot of people who have side hustles. This will be a bit of an opportunity for them.
Yeah.
You might be able to work on that for the next couple of months, and then you never know, you might transition into that. So this situation, certainly people will capitalize on it. There will be some entrepreneurs who will pop out at the back of a recession, which often happens. But for a lot of us, we're going to have to really batten down the hatches and hopefully pop out the other end.
Yeah. No, I think it's it gives people a chance to get. A lot of people need sort of a break from the routine, and this kind of forced change of habit it's going to be an interesting, sort of opportunity for people to sit back and look at what do they do, how do they do it, is this what they want to be doing, is there something else that they can do? It's also, it's a big sort of spike of innovation so far. I've seen a lot of people that I deal with going, well, okay, if we can't actually, if we're not out there delivering services constantly to people, then actually let's sit back and think, how do we redesign it? Like redesigning what they do, but also redesigning redesigning how they do it. So people are using things like Zoom. I mean, Zoom's like incredibly popular now, and that's kind of trying to replicate what they're doing, but using sort of the technology tools that are available. But a lot of people are looking at it and think, well, actually, do I want to just replicate the way that I was working before we got put into lockdown, or is there kind of a different way that I can provide a service that actually enhances it in some way?
Yeah.
So, which is one of the things that I tried to do when I was designing the R&D platform was.
Here's a question for you.
Hey, right, I'll come back to that in just a second. When I was designing the R&D platform, what I wanted to do wasn't to just replicate the way that the R&D claims are put together traditionally, where people would, the consultant goes out, has a walk around the factory, speaks to people, writes it all down, does some numbers, and then gives it to the client. Instead, I wanted to kind of get the best out of the technology by looking at kind of, if we're going to do this using a software platform, what can we get out? What additional benefit can we get out of the fact that it's done using software, done remotely? And so the software platform actually constantly gives you, every time you log on, you can see the value of your R&D claim. Normally, when people do it the traditional way, you sort of wait until the accounts have been put together, kind of 6 months after the year end. Then you do the claim. Then you tell the client, "Oh yeah, you're going to get sort of £30,000, £50,000, £100,000," which is it's a lovely surprise. but it's kind of so far after the event. It's kind of 18 months after you're doing the work. So if you're working on a project thinking, actually, can we justify keeping this project going or not? Then to be able to just click onto the dashboard and go, well, we're going to get 20 grand in on the back of this off the government as part funding for our project, then it just gives people that kind of actionable information that they need at the time. It's like Dermot gave me a great analogy the other day. He said it's the difference between sort of a system that tells you should take an umbrella out today because it's probably going to rain, or a system that tells you should have taken an umbrella out last Wednesday because it rained. Let's go to Boomerang's question. What's the most popular type of claim that is a success? The most popular one is it's a quantified claim. It's a claim put together by Quantify. It's the most popular.
is that a plug for your firm there?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Very solid.
Engineering and manufacturing, so many engineering and manufacturing businesses have to do claims. But miss out on them because they think that what they're doing is just like on the job problem solving. But actually, the way that you stay competitive in engineering and manufacturing is by looking at how can you solve problems, how can you be more competitive than the next guy, how can you do things differently, and that's something that those businesses in engineering and manufacturing make a lot of claims, but so many more of them should, particularly in the Northeast. There seems to be kind of a cultural thing when I've been speaking to people in those businesses, and you say, "Oh, what do you do that's difficult or clever?" And they always say, "Well, now, we just do what we do. We're very good at what we do, but we just do what we do." And it's But then when you actually dig into it, excuse me. And you start asking them kind of, okay, well, have you done how do you stay ahead of your competition? What do you do that's different at the competition? There's always stories there, and how have your products been delivered? How have you spent time sort of working on things that haven't made it to market? Why haven't they made it to market? Was it because of sort of problems that you couldn't solve with it? And there's always stories there that people are working on these things. Digital as well, massive number of claims going in digital, and this is one of the areas that the revenue, who police all these claims, they're sort of very, very strict on at the minute, because there's been a sort of a massive number of people putting claims in because they've built a website. It's like, oh, okay. So it's just a website. And so the revenue
very innovative.
The revenue have got wise to that, and so now they're really cracking down hard on that. So in terms of sector, manufacturing, engineering are sort of miles ahead of everyone else. Digital's next. One of the ones that's really low down on the list, though, is the construction sector. So if there's anyone listening who's in the construction sector, then #Free Friday, give me a shout. Let's do a claim. There's only been a handful of businesses in the construction sector that have ever made R&D claims, but actually, talk about problem solving in business. In construction, you're on it every day, and it's a sector where I think I've actually been involved in half of the claims that have ever gone in for the construction sector. And so I'm on a kind of a personal mission to increase that. Let's do more.
Fantastic. Listen, we've got about 10 minutes left. Our friend Laura has just mentioned Grace House. Why don't we give a shout out to them and maybe tell the viewers, Simon, what Grace House does? You're the chair, yeah? Cool.
Thanks, Laura. I had that in the back of my mind. Laura asked me to mention Grace House and give people a shout out, because Grace House is a fantastic charity. It's based in Sunderland, and it helps families with children with life-limiting health conditions, and it's not just helping the children. Grace House physically is a short break centre with 8 bedrooms where children can go and have a short break. So we're talking kind of a few nights a year where they are cared for, and so it gives the family a chance to kind of catch up on some of the stuff that the family needs to do. gives the child sort of a really safe and comfortable, exciting place. It's different to the way that a lot of other kind of short break centres work, and it's not kind of focused primarily on sort of providing respite. Instead, we're trying to provide really exciting times and provide some. They're trying to get the kids to be really excited about coming and having an amazing time, but also kind of reaching out into helping families as well. Because actually, like, although Grace House might be looking after the children for 3-5 nights a year, something like that, the families have got those children every other night of the year, and so if we want to help the children, then we have to help the families as well. So we're doing an awful lot of kind of reaching into the community and trying to help families as well. So there's Grace House has like an awful lot of other charities, has a program of events that we rely on for fundraising. And these events tend to be physical events. So we had a fashion show, a race night, a ball, all these kind of like golf day, all these different things that because of the lockdown, they can't go ahead at the moment. And hopefully we'll be able to reschedule them. But at a time when actually, these families are under more pressure and the service is even more necessary than usual, we can't raise funds in the same way that we used to be able to. And so one of the things that I was thinking is anyone that would normally go to like a networking meeting or an exhibition or an event or something like that, you'd normally have a little bit of petrol money and some parking money, and just if you can donate that instead to a charity. Grace House is an excellent charity. There's lots of others. Find one that's close to your heart. And so please, if you can sort of spare a few quid, then it will help the charities kick along in an excellent way. The coast to coast bike ride was something that me and you and Terry McStay and Dermot and Terry Dunbar and Trav. There was a canny few of us did a coast to coast bike ride, and I reckon actually we could do that social distancing, because so many of the lads were so far ahead, and I was like putting along at the back. So miles, I think I was still in Cumbria when everyone else was in County Durham. Please wait.
Never again, my friend. Never again. Great cause for Grace House, but there's no way you're getting me back on that bike over Hardside Pass. It nearly broke us. Well, it did break us, actually. So you literally had skin in the game and all over the road. Yeah. I've still got the bits of mud and soil in my knee. It's just kind of scarred over. It's great. Yeah, it's good.
Every scar is a memory.
Indeed. So let's have a look. We did have one question from our Ashley. There you
go. Does my knowledge and support help creatives too? So the R&D tax relief that I specialise in, that's really for science and technology development. So there are tax breaks that are out there for creative businesses as well. So I'll tell you what I'll do. Because it's not something that I, my platform doesn't really, it's not geared up to help people with those tax credits. But what I'm going to do is put a little blog post up with a lot of information about that. And so then I will start tweeting about it, stick it on LinkedIn, and just fire up some references back into that blog post for people in the creative sector about the sort of tax breaks that are available there.
Fantastic. Well, I'm sure Ashley would have a chat with you if there's anything particularly that she would like to see, or maybe she could shape it with you. She's
brilliant. Yeah.
Great fan of the Northeast as well. Right. Okay. Well, I can see our friend Richard Tubb, who's in the green room. Always blew me a kiss, but no one can see it. Do you guys know?
Hi, Richard. No,
we don't. Hello, Simon.
Right.
Hi, Richard.
You just chat on for 2 minutes. I'm going to quickly whip this jumper off. I do have something underneath. It's a white top, so it might bring my
Oh, I thought you were going to raise funds with a live strip or something.
Well, funds, really? £7.
Well, you got to keep these 8 hours covered somehow, mate. No, I was interested in what you were saying, Simon. So yeah.
Oh, excellent! Yeah. Good to meet you. I'm surprised Ian's managing to go 8 hours without a toilet break.
I think we'll allow him a toilet break.
No.
That, so.
Is Simon talking about the book that's under this desk?
I think Ian strategically planned a session with Grant and Jeff where Ian's not going to be able to get a word in edgeways. So he's got one in the middle of the day, one at the end of the day, where he can just sort of nip off for a wee.
Right, go on, Sam. You get yourself away. Thanks so much. Take care, man.
Cheers. Good to see you. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Cheers, will do.